This is Andy Peroff, Boxing Social Association with Betfred out here in Las Vegas. It's the end of fight night and we've just witnessed a Deontay Wilder KO victory over Luis Ortiz. I'm joined by Adam Smith-Head of Sky Sports Boxing. Adam, what was your thoughts on Deontay's victory?
Wow, incredible. He said it would only take one shot and that's all it took. He's got frightening power. I've been at ringside for many, many years and I've seen the likes of Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, the Klitschko's. Is there a bigger single punch in the last 20 years? I mean, you go back to Ernie Shavers, maybe George Foreman knocking out Michael Moore in similar fashion here actually, 25 years ago. Mike Tyson, brutal puncher, often combinations, but a single shot puncher like that, you know, the way he flattened Dominic Breazeale a few months ago and then tonight, and especially when he was behind and boxing so poorly, and Ortiz was in my opinion, in total control. One mistake, you look back at the replays and Ortiz gave a wry smile just before the knockout as though he had it all under control. You take your eye off the prize for 1 second and that's what happens. He's not the best boxer, is he? He was being outboxed, but he is the best finisher there is. And it makes him so exciting to watch because, the unbelievable happens at any opportunity. I mean, Matt and I were looking at each other after half the fight thinking, have we got another huge upset on our hands? 2019 going to be the year of the underdogs, and you have Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz as world champions. You wouldn't believe it, would you? But it never got there.
Prior to the first bell, did the fight play out the way that you anticipated? Luis Ortiz on the front foot, just boxing around?
Not at all. I thought Wilder would be much more active in the first 2 or 3 rounds. He hardly threw a punch. Started to just utilise the jab a bit in the 5th and 6th, and he threw a couple of right hands. But really, Ortiz was outclassing him, outboxing him. Whether he won all 6 rounds or 5 of the 6, but he was certainly in a comfortable position. I mean, it was a chess match. It wasn't dramatic for the first few rounds, and so it's different. I thought it would be more explosive early. I thought Ortiz might go for it early, but he started to take 1 or 2 risks. I said to Matt, he's just beginning to get confident, and maybe that was the beginning of the end for him. But ultimately, it was just such a shock because it came out of the blue.
That performance from Deontay may not have been the way that you expected it to go, but the finish, has that kind of whetted the appetite even more for that Tyson Fury rematch?
I just think Deontay Wilder has got that X factor. Mike Tyson had it in abundance. He frightened his opponents more intimidating wise mentally, I think, than Deontay does. But you knew you were going to get in there, and if you watch the highlight reel of Mike Tyson, he was knocking everybody out. Got up to a certain level and there were more combination punches, etc. But still, frightening hand speed and brutal power Tyson had. The way he dispatched of someone like Michael Spinks, for example. But you've got to scratch your head now. Lennox Lewis was a big puncher, and he did it in a slightly different way. Riddick Bowe, Vitaly Klitschko. But what's Deontay got? 95, 96, 97% knockout ratio. He's knocked every single opponent down. He's fought even Tyson Fury a couple of times. It's extraordinary. What is it? What is it in that fist? Because he's a thin legs. He's quite lanky, but he's just got that incredible power. So yeah, being ringside, it's freakish, I think. And yeah, I think it does whet the appetite because with Tyson Fury, we know he can be outboxed Wilder. I thought he should have lost against Fury, but he could knock you out at any time, and he very nearly did in the 12th round against Tyson. So, talking to Ben Davison was interesting because Ben was like, we know we can outbox him, but if you got to do it for 12 rounds, and you can't make one tiny error, and all he's doing is waiting for that. He's waiting for that moment that he can squeeze one through. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
And a word as well on Luis Ortiz, a man who was considered a boogeyman of the division for many years. A performance like that, for as good as it was, do you kind of feel it may actually put off other leading contending heavyweights from wanting to face him?
I think Luis Ortiz has always been in the Who Needs Him club. He's an old guy. He's a Cuban. He's come to Miami. He's obviously been a brilliant amateur. He's a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. He's a better boxer than most of the heavyweights around. But it's very different doing it in amateur and professional rings. he's going to be avoided, I think. I mean, I would like to have seen Anthony Joshua fight him when Jarrell Miller pulled out. But, they went for Andy Ruiz, and what happened. But I think, he's dangerous for any fighter. How long he wants to carry on for, he would have made a lot of money tonight. He's got his kids around him. He's not 40, is he? I mean, he's definitely older than that. So, maybe it's time to enjoy the kids. But look, on the 6 rounds that he boxed, he's a match for anybody. So, yeah, I mean, huge respect for what Luis Ortiz did tonight. And you've got to feel a bit sorry for him because he did so much, so well. And then, it was lights out. And, but that's why Wilder is so captivating. And it was funny, actually, when he came into the ring in that sort of glittering gold and sparkle for Vegas. And it was almost a WWE type entrance. And he stopped and he was like taking his time with it. And I said to Matt, it's really eerie the way he's coming into the ring. And it's really eerie what happened in the ring because it doesn't really, you can't really explain it because so few can do it like that.
And finally, a word on the Liverpool card. Callum Smith, John Ryder, Callum Smith victorious.
I thought you were going to say a word on Liverpool.
Oh, well, it's going to come to that. But
which would have been brilliant. I was up very early this morning watching Liverpool beat Palace, so I'm very happy about that. I saw some of the Callum Smith, John Ryder fight, so I can't really comment on the whole thing because I didn't see all 12 rounds. I was sort of nipping out in and out of ringside at the time. What I saw was that it was extremely competitive and that Ryder had a lot of the action and, fought almost like a man possessed, getting in close. Callum was having success in some of the rounds I saw, but Ryder as well. I mean, it looked really close. So I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it all. I know Callum won by big margins, which was very controversial online. Most people I've talked to about it in England felt that Callum either won it or it was close. Most people online seem to think Ryder did. So I'd have to watch it back. But it looked a great fight, the bits I saw.
Well, Adam Smith, we'll leave it there. I appreciate your time. Once again this week, you've been brilliant. I'm sure it has been
great, hasn't it? It's been a great week, and it's great fun being around Deontay Wilder. And now we move to Saudi. The roadshow goes elsewhere, and another heavyweight dramatic rematch in store. And which way is that going to go? It's a fascinating division, isn't it? Because of that power.
It's a great time to be involved in boxing, Adam. Adam, I'll see you out in Saudi Arabia. I appreciate your time once again. Thanks for speaking to myself on Boxing Social.
Cheers, Andy.
Thank you.